Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with the latest edition of FLEXpectations, our weekly look ahead in the world of boxing. And I've got to start with an apology. I said last week when I was joined by Francis Warren that you wouldn't get to see him every week. Well, it makes me look a liar now, because for the second consecutive week we have indeed got Francis Warren. Thanks for joining us.
Every Wednesday. It's the Wednesday weekly.
Thursday when it comes out, but yeah, we're not live, but it's all right.
Fair enough.
Perils of recorded TV. I want to talk to you about Tyson Fury and the performance he put in out in the US. How surprised were you? Cuts happen, but how surprised were you that he then had to change his whole approach and get involved on the inside? Did you think he had that in him?
Yeah, I mean, that's helpful.
Run our cameraman over.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought what he did on Saturday, obviously, you know, Tyson's got the whole array of, skill set in his locker. So you're not surprised by anything that he has to adapt and has to do. And I just thought he was fantastic. I thought he showed the heart of a lion. The cut, the amount of blood coming out of him, and he come out of after Wallin. You say to get involved and staying close. I think it was at the end of the sixth round when Wallin gave him the old rub, didn't he? Came out in the seventh round. He looked pissed off and he wanted to get him out of there. So I think he still showed the array of shots and different approaches he's got, but I just thought it was brilliant.
People's thoughts immediately start turning to the Deontay Wilder rematch, which is strange considering Wilder's still got to get through Luis Ortiz again, but it was originally projected for February 22nd. There's been talk about whether it will be slightly later anyway. Now this cut, which is going to take some time to heal, what sort of impact will that have on the date, do you think?
We just have to wait to see how the cut comes through the cut. You never know, Wilder might get cut against Ortiz. So I think until that Ortiz-Wilder fight's done, I don't think there's any. There's proposed dates and there's definite dates, and I think that February would be ideal. But if it's not, then it will just have to get pushed back a bit.
Have you had any sort of feedback on kind of the prognosis for the cuts, how long recovery might take?
Not yet, no. Not yet.
Apparently 47 stitches, was it, or 57 stitches?
47 stitches. I've seen some pictures of it just before he went in for surgery, and it was proper graphic. It looked like he'd been down the butcher's. But yeah, it was pretty graphic, and when you look at it, you do think to yourself, it was 9.5 rounds he had to do that with that injury, and it got worse as the fight went on. Huge credit to the cuts man. Done a terrific job.
Apparently he got a cash bonus. So.
Cash bonus, yeah, we deserved it, definitely.
Although it wasn't the easy night many people expected, could that kind of work in Fury's favour, especially with the reception of the American public? They've seen him show not only his skills, which they've seen before, but once again after the Wilder fight, show his heart. Yeah, I mean, I think had it been a straightforward 12-round, shutout, then no one's going to be talking about it like they're talking about the fight that like they are this week. The cut added drama to it. It made it. When he fought Tom Schwartz, was talking about the re-entrance and the top hat and the Apollo Creed entrance and things like that. This time it's a different show for very, very different reasons. But it was Tyson Fury with his, literally, guts and glory, coming through a fight with that sort of injury. Of course, it's going to endear him to boxing fans and sports fans alike, and it definitely wouldn't have done his profile any harm in the States. The images of him grimacing and the trainer cam that was on Ben Davidson. I can't remember what, at the end of one of the rounds, and Tyson says, I love this shit. It's just lines like that. You just think, right, this guy's actually writing his own script for his own film. So I thought it was brilliant. One thing I should ask before we go, we've obviously been at Dale Youth today looking at Daniel Dubois work out. Great heavyweight prospect, as we know, in action at the end of this month. When you looked at Otto Wallin's performance and how much better it was than pre-fight expectations among a lot of people, do you then look at him as a potential future opponent for the likes of Dubois or maybe some of your other heavyweights? Absolutely.
I mean, you've got to give Wallin credit. I mean, you want guys in there that are going to test, especially, putting Daniel in with people that he's just going to blow out is of no benefit to his development. So I think him and Wallin down the line is a great fight. I think it really would be a big test for Daniel. Wallin showed he can stay in there with the best heavyweight on the planet. So it would be a great test for Daniel.
You heard it here first, Dubois Wallin in the works. we can say your dad will be tearing his hair out.
Too ahead of yourself, Daniel. No, listen, he's got a tough fight next Friday, and it's about Daniel. It's about his development. So we have to make sure that he's ready for each fight and take one at a time.
Brilliant. Well, we really appreciate you joining us. I'm not going to say you won't be here next week because who knows what's going to happen now.
Well, it's 5
you just
weeks,
turn up, won't you? Yeah. Well, exactly. If you're there,
so probably.
I'm going to get too used to it. I'm going to get lazy.
Think of some good questions then.
I will. Yeah. Next time. Yeah. All right. Cheers,
Top,
Francis.
thanks,
Appreciate
mate.
it. Cheers.
Right, mate.
All right, guys. We'll be back next week, 4:30 p.m. on Thursday as usual, with or without Francis Warren. With or without him. Yeah, we'll see. But we look forward to seeing it. Leave your comments below. What did you think of Tyson Fury's performance? And what do you make of Dubois Wallin, as you heard from Francis Warren, in the works or not quite in the works for perhaps next year or something? Let us know what you think of that fight down the road. We'll see you next week. Cheers.